Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Yiddish video. Today's topic is going to be very familiar to many, if not most, Yiddish speakers. In this video, I'll be teaching you all Yiddish words relating to the most relaxing time of the week, Shabbat. For those of you who don't know exactly what Shabbat is, let me explain. Shabbat, or the Sabbath, is the Jewish day of rest. From when the sun goes down on Friday until it is completely dark on Saturday, so about a 25-hour period, no work is to be done. It is a relaxing time where one completely disconnects from the hustle and bustle of everyday life and just spends time with friends and family. There are many do's and don'ts to make sure that no work is done, and there are many customs and traditions observed. So I'll be talking about some of them now. Here we go! לעכט. לעכט. Candles. Shabbat begins with the lighting of candles. The minimum amount of candles that could be lit is 2, but once a woman has children, she generally lights 1 more per child. For example, I light 2 candles because I don't have any children yet, but my mom lights 6, 2 for the minimum requirement, and 4 more for my 3 siblings and I. Once they are lit, she will cover her face and say the blessing. At this point, she can also talk directly to God, and it is a special time when she can ask Him for things like for the health of her family, and for her someone she knows to find their match, and to conceive children when she would like. This ritual was given especially by God to women. See Ancindän, Oiesläschn, to light, extinguish. I will now begin with the forbidden actions on Shabbat. The first one is that one may not light or extinguish fire on Shabbat. Therefore, one may not cook, bake, or turn lights on and off on Shabbat. If you'd like to have your bedroom light off for the next 25 hours and your kitchen light on, then you'd better make sure they are that way before the sun sets on Friday. As I always say, someone who doesn't keep Shabbat will never know the panic of the entire family running all over the house, turning lights on and off before it's too late. Hat einer schon ungezündete Licht in der obersten Toilet? Kann einer bitte auslöschen der Oven? Packt weg die Telefons! Packt weg die Telefons! As for cooking, all the food that needs to be cooked using heat needs to be ready before Shabbat. Everything is generally cooked on Friday, except for things like salads, which may be prepared on Shabbat. See Einkaufen. See Einkaufen. To shop. Making purchases is not allowed on Shabbat, and this includes anything relating to money. One may not make business deals or even talk about money. There is this old Yiddish saying, nicht im Shabbos geredt, not spoken about on Shabbat. It is said to someone who ventures into business talk on Shabbat to remind them that it is not allowed. See Schreiben. See Shabbat. To write. Writing, or more specifically the use of any writing utensil, is forbidden. One may not write, draw, paint, or even put makeup on Shabbat, as it is considered a form of painting. See pflanzen. See pflanzen. To plant. Last on the list of restrictions for today will be to plant. This includes any form of affecting a plant's growth. One may not water plants, move houseplants into the sun, plant seeds, or sow on Shabbat. One may also not tear out grass or disconnect any plant from its root. Many technicalities then arose from this on what is considered aiding a plant and what is or isn't allowed to be done on Shabbat. For one, drinking outside around an area that has plants can be tricky because you surely wouldn't want to spill your drink and accidentally water the plants. For this reason, many people drink on Shabbat out of a bottle when sitting outside, as it is harder to spill than a cup. See schlafen. See schlafen. To sleep. Now let's talk about the do's of Shabbat. While there are many restrictions on Shabbat, it's to assure that the ultimate rest can happen. And since there's no technology, no electronics, and no work for 25 hours, this is a great time to catch up on some sleep. Ausziehen. Auszuhören. This is a commonly used Yiddish verb with a very specific meaning. While the direct translation means to listen, don't confuse it with the basic form of to listen, zuhören. When you hear see someone, then someone is saying something to you and you are listening to what they are saying. But when you aushear someone, you are intently listening thoroughly to what is coming out of their mouth. This applies to music as well. When you aushear someone, you are listening from start to finish and closely paying attention to the meaning. On Shabbat, it is common for someone to give a small speech about the Torah portion of that week, and for everyone to aushear what they are saying. See baken. See baken. To bake. Before Shabbat, many women bake a traditional braided bread called challah. There is a special commandment in the Torah to do this, along with saying a special blessing on the challah. During this ritual, a woman will take a small piece of the dough off after it's risen and say the blessing. This piece of dough is then kept separate as it is an offering to God and is later burnt. The challah is then enjoyed with many dips on Shabbat. This, like the candles, is a special gift given to women by God, and great rewards come to the women who do this. See daavenan. To pray. Most men and many women go to synagogue on Shabbat for the Shabbat prayers. There are special prayers said only on Shabbat, and it is a special time to pray as it is God's day. Sich Oneself. To prepare oneself. Before Shabbat, many preparations take place as no work may be done. One will cook and bake, take care of any last-minute shopping or business, and get themselves ready by putting on nice clothes for the holy day. Essen. Food. If there's one thing that's very encouraged to do on Shabbat, it's to eat the best of the best food. This doesn't necessarily mean to eat the most expensive steak every week, but to prepare lots of homemade tasty food that you enjoy, whatever that may be. There's actually a saying about Shabbat food. It is said that whatever foods were bought in the honor of Shabbat are paid for by God. Don't skimp out in the grocery during your Shabbat shopping, as the money will make it back to you one way or another. A Spiel. A game. Now, how does one entertain oneself completely off the grid for over a day with no phone, no car, no writing, and no cooking? Board and card games are a popular option. You can spend hours connecting with your friends and family, laughing and playing your favorite card and board games all afternoon. A bich. A bich. A book. Another Shabbat pastime is reading. Unlike writing, this is allowed and enjoyed by many. Without any distractions from the modern world, you can be free to just immerse yourself in a good book for a few hours. See Shmisan. See Shmisan. To chat. Well, this is very important to make the hours rush by. Chatting with your friends and family for hours on end about anything and everything. I can't count how many times my family has sat down for the Shabbat lunch and got stuck chatting at the table until someone realized that it's almost sundown already. With good company, Shabbat becomes the most enjoyable time of the week. Heilig. Holy. Last but not least, I'll finish off with a reminder that this is the holiest day of the week and it should be treated as such. Everything we do is for God, and we bring God into everything we do. That's it for today! I hope you enjoyed this video. Just a reminder that in this video, I spoke about just a few of the rules and traditions regarding Shabbat, and there are many, many more. If you'd like me to make another video go into further detail, please let me know. What did you like the most about Shabbat? What restriction seemed the most difficult? Could you turn your phone off for 25 hours every week? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comment section. Tak voor die dag, להתראות, tschüss and auf Wiedersehen!